Greetings, everybody. Tommy Rad here. Today's date is September 21st, 2025. That's what day it'll be by the time you're watching this video. Okay. So, if you're new here to this channel and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you happen to like this video, please smash that like button. This way it shows YouTube what we're doing is a good thing. Alright, just some things I want to say before we get started here. You know, a lot of people out there talk a lot of shit. They just need to shut the hell up. Okay? They just need to shut the hell up. Stop talking about what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. When I get this, I'm going to go do this. Nobody wants to hear that crap. Go do what you're going to do. Keep quiet about it, and then just do it. Then just do it to make it happen. That's all I gotta tell you. That's all I'm suggesting to you. Just get tired of people complaining. You just got too many fucking complainers out here. They go complain to people who can't do nothing for them. Really. Preaching to the choir right there. So, take massive action to get you where you want to be. That's what, okay? And shut the hell up about it, too. Alright, so I got that off my chest. Okay, today I'm going to talk about Warzone's first show ever before we were called Warzone. Now, when the band first formed, it was me on vocals, Rabies on drums, Tito on guitar, and Adam Mucci on bass. But something happened where Adam couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't do it at the time. You know, he was already busy with Murphy's Law. So one day Roger showed up with the bass guitar at practice. He says, "Yeah, I'm gonna fill in for you guys for the moment." Okay. So we're cool. We're cool with that. We're cool about that. Roger, he's been there for me. So he actually helped me get that band started too. So. Alright, so we actually had a show coming up in December of 1983 on a Thursday night. So let's see. Let's take a look at this flyer right here. Okay. Okay, now this was the show here. Let me just reduce the size of it. Okay. Now, I believe this show was supposed to be like a benefit for A7 because they were on the verge of closing down. And I believe this was like the last hardcore show that A7 ever had too. Alright, so whoever made this flyer never put an actual date on there. I mean, okay, so it was a girl. Okay, so I believe it was. Okay, looking at this flyer up here, I don't know whose boots are those. But okay, so I presume Blood made this flyer. Blood. Which featured Danielle LePage on vocals, Lori on guitar, who was Tito's girlfriend, Mano on drums, and Nancy Mohawk on bass. She played in a band called Suburbicide from New Jersey. And the other band, like, see up here, Final Confrontation. I don't know. I don't know if that was the name that they used. They also used another name like VOD, Veil of Deception. It was an all-girl hardcore band. As far as I can remember, I believe it was Roger's girlfriend at the time, Amy Kind, singing, Johnny Stiff's girlfriend Gina on guitar, and Jenny that lived at 6C on bass. Drums. I don't remember who played drums for this band. Period. I don't remember at all. But that was their only gig ever. Okay, also over here. Alright, we're gonna go over here. The High and Mighty featuring Drew Stone. I think this might be one of the first times I met Drew. Because he was going to school. Like he's a New Yorker, but he went to school. He was going to school in Boston. And at the time he was playing in the, I remember he was playing in a band called the Mighty COs during his stay in Boston. So they played the show. I think this might have been like one of the first times I saw them too. Okay, we've got the Psychos here. Now, an interesting note here I want to point out is Roger played in 3 bands this night. He played bass. He also played bass in the Psychos too. He also played bass in the Psychos besides playing bass, with us. And he was singing for AF. Now, at the time, we didn't really have a name at the time. I wanted to call the band, I don't know, Verbal Assault, Verbal Response. I don't know, Verbal Response. But of course, everybody wanted to call it a Rat Poison Band. I mean, I don't know. It was like a fun running joke that we had back then. But this was like the very first show the band that was going to become Warzone played. We didn't come up with the name till we had our first CB show back about a couple of months later. Now there was somebody who was videotaping this show. I never ever got to see the videotape of this show at all. People like to film shit, but then they never wanted to show it to anybody. That was kind of crazy. But, whatever. Like, you have photographers. Yeah, take your pictures, but we ain't showing them to you. Now, remember, Psychos had Steve Reiber singing, Stu on guitar, Billy on drums, and Roger playing bass. AF at the time, besides Roger and Vinny, had Dave Jones, Dave Jones, I was also doing Mental Abuse, and Todd Ute on bass before he called himself Todd Ute. Now back then he was like a rising superstar. Because before he joined AF, a lot of bands were trying to get him to join, including what was going to be Warzone. And Crawbags, and some other bands too. That were like trying to acquire his services, but he went, picked AF. He went and joined AF when the opportunity came. Now at this time, Rabies and Rogers were singing the song "The Blame" at this time too, and Rabies was also working on "Skin and Jute." Also, another interesting note here: Murphy's Law played a surprise set at this show too. The name was not on the flyer, so I think it was like a spur of the moment deal, Because at the time, you had Jimmy singing, Uncle Al playing guitar, Adam Mucci playing bass, and Harley Flanagan playing drums. Alright, let's look at this flyer over here. Okay, 6 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, really 7. 6 bands, $2. All playing Thursday at A7. Now, which Thursday is this? Which Thursday is this? I keep it, like today. If you're looking at this flyer, which Thursday is this? I mean, I think this was right before Christmas time. It had to be before Christmas time. And I remember, because I remember that very much, Rock Hotel started doing shows, and they were doing a New Year's Eve show with Discharge. I think it was Discharge. No, was it Discharge? Was it Discharge playing with them? I honestly don't remember. I don't remember that either, but I remember that Ray was telling me about the Rock Hotel, and it was like saying, it's like saying, oh, there's gotta be a hotel over there. There has to be a number of different ways to sneak inside to play to get to see the show there. That was always on his mind. Stuff like that was always on his mind. Trying to find his way to get his foot in the door without paying anything. Yeah, but I think he ended up getting a job there along with Roger. With the back then called it the Skinhead Security Service. Alright, so this was like the first show that Warzone ever played. I think we only had 5 or 6 songs at the time, so it was good. I mean, people had fun that day. I remember that. But I would still like to see where that video is. Of this show. Alright, so that's about it for tonight. Tonight, whatever time it is, I know. I mean, yeah. So anyway, if you like what you saw, please like and share, comment, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Look in the description box below for this video. You can find ways to support it. Help a brother out. Because, doing these things are not cheap. Help a brother out. And I will see you next time around. Thank you for watching.